Um, If I could ask the presenter from the...
Identify yourself, please.
Vince O'Connor, Precinct 1. If I could ask the presenter from the Finance Committee if he has this information. One, are any of the debt that we've taken out a variable rate, or is it all fixed rate? And the second question is, could you break down the different amounts for principal and interest that we're paying, and perhaps give us a shot at explaining what the difference, our bond rating is A++, as I recall from the previous session of town meeting. If we went to A+, what would the difference be in the interest rates, and how much money would it cost us? It's all so abstract that it would be helpful to have numbers attached to those things.
Sherman?
I think the clearer answer will probably be forthcoming from Mr. Pooler. I can just say I suspect that they are fixed rates, but I would defer to Mr. Pooler to explain the details about this.
Mr. Pooler.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Yes, all of our debt is fixed rate. That is a mandate by state law. We're only able to issue fixed rate debt. The other question was, and I have to look up what the difference between interest and principal, so that will just take 1 second. And what was the third question? What's the difference in the amount that we're paying? So it sort of depends on what the general rate environment is. We're in a very low interest rate environment, as you all know. I'm sure you see that on your bank accounts and so forth. So these days, the difference between a AAA, which would be the highest, or a AA+, which we are, or an A+, is probably a fraction of a percentage. So maybe 0.2%. When things were back a few years ago, when interest rates were higher, 5-10 years ago, it was probably as much as 0.5%. So it varies depending on what the rate environment is. And I know where I'll find it. If you just give me 1 second, I will tell you for sure what the interest and principal is. There we go.
Page 115 of the budget book, apparently. If you have the answer, you can...
That's a little out of date, but that's fine. Mr. Moderator, if I could, these are generally right, but they were changed a little bit when we sold the debt. But the general idea is, if you look at page 115 of the town manager's budget, there are $2,142,413 in principal and $368,455 in interest.
Thank you.